A better route. Chapter 115. Mifune was glad to see that the 5 Kages had all showed up in a timely fashion. It would have been a big pain in the ass if they'd had to wait for just 1 or 2 people to get there. Having some of the world's most dangerous ninjas upset in his homeland was something Mifune didn't want in the least. The first to arrive had been the Kazekage, who seemed very eager to get inside. He'd actually shoved people out of the way just to get somewhere warm. Mifune had a hard time not laughing at the poor boy's reaction to the cold. "Hello, Lord Kazekage. I see you still aren't used to the Arctic tundra of the Land of Iron. Would you like a cup of coffee to warm your hands?" Gaara nodded vigorously. "That would be most excellent, thank you." Next the Hokage arrived, and he was glad to see he didn't have all that large of a group. He had 7 people, Gaara had 6, so that made him feel less ridiculous. It was actually Itachi who asked the first question, "Do you any place where I may get some food? I'm very hungry," as we greatly underpacked when it came to things to eat. Naruto rolled his eyes. "We had plenty of food, there just wasn't anything you'd actually eat." Itachi frowned. "I don't do well with nothing but ramen and dango for days on end, Naruto. I'm not a big fan of them to begin with." Sasuke rebutted. "We had some rice cakes and sushi." Itachi rolled his eyes. "Yes, but there's so little of it all. I had it eaten on our second day." Mifune chuckled. "One of my assistant can lead you to get a bite to eat, my friend." Itachi was very glad to hear that and saw the assistant walking up to him. "Please, lead the way, sir." Rin had to comment, "Man, you'd think as the only girl here I'd be the one complaining about the food." Then the Raikage arrived, with an unconscious bee slung over his shoulder. Mifune asked worriedly, "Did something happen, Lord Raikage?" The Raikage knew what he talking about immediately. "Oh, bee just wouldn't listen to me and I was done listening to him. He's so busy rapping he didn't even notice when I bashed him over the head." Mifune was surprised to hear that. The 8 Tailses didn't warn him? A shrugged. "He hates bees rapping as much as I do. I think he wanted him to shut up as much as I did." Mifune just agreed. "Whatever you say, Lord Raikage." Obito walked over to "We've got Tenaki right over there if you're at all interested." I looked at her and said, "Thanks, don't know if I'll take her home with us or not just yet, but it's good to know that's an option." Right after that Mei arrived arm in arm with Zabuza. Mifune wasn't sure whether he should say anything about it or not, so he just went with, "Looks like you had an excellent trip." Mei giggled and kissed Zabuza on the cheek. "Oh, it was a very good trip indeed." Ao mumbled, "For some people maybe." Mei asked dangerously, "What was that?" Ao quickly responded, "Nothing, nothing at all, my lady." Haku laughed and leaned over Chojuro. "Mei is quite a terrifying woman, is she not?" Chojuro agreed. "Oh yeah, she's a scary one all right." Obito called over to her, "We've got Kisame here for you as well, if you want him anyways." It was actually Zabuza who responded, "We'll be happy to take him home." "It's good to see you again, my friend." Kisame could see it was almost a question and said, "It's good to see you too, you asshole." "Huh." Zabuza chuckled, "Same old Kisame." Last but not least, the Tsuchikage arrived with his granddaughter, Agurud, and Choji. Mifune commented, "It seems as though many of the villages are traveling with some hidden leaf ninjas, aren't they?" The Tsuchikage looked around. "Yeah, the hidden leaf does get around a lot. Choji's not a bad guy, so I don't mind him traveling with us." Choji was very glad to hear that. Mifune saw that everyone was here, so he decided to get the summit started. "Now we've got all 5 Kages, let's go to the summit room and get this thing started." Mifune sat in chair surrounded by the 5 Kages. He wasn't sure where the meeting should start, so he just asked, "Obito, I believe you were the one who was desperate to get this meet going as soon as possible. Would you care to explain why?" Obito took a deep breath and stood up. I would like all of you to keep an open mind as to what I'm about to say and realize that I've got no reason to lie to you about this. What I'm about to tell you is absolutely true. Madara Uchiha has returned. You could have heard a pin drop in the room. Obito didn't say anything else, just waited for it all to sink in. Finally Inoki asked, "Are you certain?" Obito sighed, "Would not being telling you this if I wasn't. We've got more evidence than we can possibly ignore. One of our ninjas actually saw him in person and Naruto said the Kyuubi could feel his chakra signature. There's no doubt about this, I'm afraid." Kisame and Teneki both looked terrified. Oh, this is really fucking bad. Mei stood up and said, "Okay, I was planning on seeing if we could do this anyways, but if Madara Uchiha is back then we need all the help we can get. Kisame, if you'll help us fight him I'll pardon you and let come back to the hidden mist. I'm not going to waste a ninja as strong as you at a time like this." Kisame had one condition, only if the Raikage agrees to pardon Teneki as well. Rolled his eyes, as the Mizukage just said, "I'm not wasting a ninja as strong her in a time of crises. I wasn't sure if I wanted to bring her home anyways. She's pardoned." Obito was glad to hear that. Good, because I don't think it's just Madara that we're up against. He revived Orochimaru and it looked like he want him to revive his own person army of the undead. Knowing Madara, he'll probably only revive the best of the best. We really need as many S-ranked ninjas as we can get right now. With that they continued to talk about how in the hell they were going to deal with this problem. Little did they know they were about to get a sample of just how powerful what they were facing truly was. Itachi thanked God he could finally get what he considered some decent food in his stomach. It was just some simple rice and pork, but damn it did it taste good to Itachi. His mind began to drift as he ate, back to what Hana had said before he'd left. That she needed him to be back before they could tell her mother the big news. Their big news had been quite shocked to him as well. He chuckled a little as he thought back to when he'd first found out. Flashback. Itachi had been sleeping peacefully for the past few hours trying to sleep off a big mission. Sadly he soon heard a gentle knock on his door, forcing him to wake up. He stood up and walked to the door. So this is how Uncle Obito feels when he's woken up early. He opened the door to find his girlfriend waiting for him, but for once she was all alone. "Hello Hana-chan. Where are the triplets?" Hana told him, "They'd be kind of a distraction for this and I really need to talk to you." Itachi was a little nervous at how serious she seemed. "Okay, what did I do wrong?" Hana didn't laugh like she usually would. "This one's actually on me. You remember my birthday about a month back?" Itachi nodded. "Yes, what about it?" Hana kept talking nervously. "Well, you see I didn't take the proper precautions that day and well, I'm late." Itachi didn't get it. Late for what? Hana gave him a deadpan look. "A meeting. What the hell do you think I'm late for?" "My period Itachi-kun, I'm like a month late for my period." Itachi went paler than usual. "Wait, do you mean to tell me?" Hana nodded before he could finish. "Itachi-kun, we're gonna have a baby." Itachi started to shake. "A baby? As in, I'm gonna be a dad?" Hana giggled a little. "That would be what happens when you have a baby Itachi-kun." Itachi tried to get himself together. "I'm sorry Hana-chan, it's all kind of a shock to me right now. I don't want you to think for a second I'm not excited about this though." Hana wasn't nervous about that. "I know, after all this is getting to help rebuild the clan." Itachi frowned. "That's not what I meant Hana-chan. Don't get me wrong, it's great that the clan's gonna be going strong again soon, but what I'm happy about is the two of us starting a family. I've gotta leave tomorrow, but we'll tell your mother together once I get back." They kissed each other for a while and start to chat about names. Hana found Itachi's suggestion kind of strange. "Kimichi? What does that even mean?" Itachi explained, loosely translated, it means hopeful future. I just like the idea of my child being named that. Hana cuddled up to him. Not bad, it'd be good for a girl. I hope it's a little girl with your hair color. I just think it would look so cute on a girl. Oh, and she has to get your eyes too, of course. Oh, Anne. Flashback end. She'd spent the next few hours chatting happily about different things that their cute little baby needed to have. Itachi smiled as he took another bite of his pork. It was good to know that Hana was really glad she was pregnant. Not even the slightest bit of fear was inside of her. She was really happy to be carrying his child, and there wasn't much else he could ask for. Itachi heard someone ask him, "What are thinking so hard about, boy?" Itachi didn't see who said it as they were wearing a cloak. "Oh, just thinking about some big news I got." "May I ask your name, sir?" The man started to pull his hood off. "I would think you'd recognize a member of your own family." Itachi began to back away as he saw who it was, Madara. The cruel-hearted Uchiha grabbed Itachi by the throat. "I was hoping someone that would get their attention would split off from the rest of the group. Now you're perfect. See you in the next one."